You're listening to FFTG Radio, the industry in the street.
Flow from the gutter.com.
It's the Flame Show, powered by The Truth Talk Show.
Welcome, everyone. Once again, it is The Flame Show, and I'm Kay the Truth, where every topic we have is straight fire. What's up, Kellen?
Yo, what's good? What's good, Kay? How's everybody doing?
Fabulous.
All right. So what we got in the show today? I heard we got something popping. So I heard we got Mr. Babu Omowale and the co-founder of the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. Mr. Babu, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, my brother? Just how y'all doing today?
Oh, man, I'm feeling
Doing
blessed.
great.
I'm feeling blessed. You know, I heard a lot of good things about you. You know, I heard that not only did you co-found the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, that you're also in the National Minister of Defense. Is that true?
Right, I am the National Minister of Defense for the People's New Black Panther Party. Our chairman is in Cleveland, Ohio, Brother Abdul Kahar. So I follow up under his leadership.
Oh, that's what's up. Now, let me ask you a question. I see that it's the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. What inspired you to actually come up with that name, to put that out there like that?
Okay, well, with the founding of the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, of course, the gun club was founded because of all the tragedies, the murders that was taking place around the country with black men, women, and children. So I got together with some of my brothers here in Dallas who were part of different organizations, and we said, what can we do together? What do we all have? What belief do we all have together? And we all looked at point number 7 on the original Black Panther platform, which is we wanted an immediate end to police brutality. So with that being said, about 4 organizations that are based here in Dallas joined together and formed the Huey P. Newton Gun Club.
Okay, that's what's up. I like that. And
right.
If I'm not mistaken, I know Huey P. Newton was one of the original members of the Black Panther Party, and I know those who have followed Huey P. for years really appreciate you bringing that organization. Would I be correct saying that?
Right. Huey P. Newton, along with Bobby Fields, who is from Dallas, they founded the Black Panther Party in October of 1966. And Huey P. Newton was the original Minister of Defense, the same position that I serve up under the People's New Black Panther Party. I mean, but this brother he brought it so strong, and he was so passionate about what he believed in. We just felt that it was just right for us to continue on the work and to continue the legacy that the brother brought to the table.
Hey, say no more. Say no more.
So what made you become an activist?
Basically, what made me start speaking out, and that's basically what activists do. They speak out and they try to wake up the masses of the people. About 13 years ago, a good friend of mine who lives here in Dallas at that time, he's dead now, he was murdered by the Dallas Police Department. And we weren't getting any news coverage on it. You didn't see it in the media at all. So I wanted to bring some type of attention to his death here in Dallas. And the Black Panther Party, the new Black Panther Party, they were the leading activists in the community at that time. So I went and I joined up with those brothers.
Okay. What is your overall role as the National Minister of Defense for the People's Black Panther Party?
Right. My overall role is basically to ensure that each chapter is doing some type of military training, that each chapter is familiar with guns and familiar with tactics and things of that nature. So that would be my role, to ensure that each chapter has the ability to protect itself, as well as planning, training, and things of that nature. So I'm specifically a military person when it comes to organizing with the People's Party.
Okay. What has been one of the hardest things you had to do as being a part of the UFP Newton Gun Club or the Panther Party?
Well, you understand the hardest thing to do is organizing. When you're dealing with organizations like the UEP Newton Gun Club and the Panthers, who both have similar ideologies, you're dealing with a lot of different personalities. You're dealing with a lot of different ideologies and platforms. So people tend to want to pull one direction when you're trying to get them to go in another direction. So I would say the hardest part for me is just basically organizing the people and get them to focus on one agenda. And again, that can be very hard when you're dealing with multiples of people that have their own agendas in place.
Okay.
So I would say
well, first of all, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I would say the hardest part about being in any organization is being one of the organizers and trying to keep people on one agenda.
Right on. I can understand that. What I want to do, first of all, is thank you once again for joining the Flame Show. And it is an honor to have you on the show. And we look forward to you staying on and participating. Now what I would like to do is get into a little of our world news. Right now in Chicago, the Vice Lord's Black disciples and the Four Corner Hustlers plan to retaliate against Chicago police. This comes after an unarmed 18-year-old, Paul O'Neill, was shot in the back and killed by Chicago police. One of the officers was heard on video complaining about being on death duty for 30 days because of the shooting. One of the real questions people are asking, what happened to the body camera the shooting officer was wearing? Because the only thing you see on the video, you see O'Neill on the ground, you see the officer searching through his bag, and you see him being handcuffed and he is bleeding out. One more thing, we have a new movement called Black Guns Matter. Black Guns Matter is aimed at educating the youth about guns and gun safety. In other news, National President of the NAACP was arrested in Roanoke, Virginia, after participating in a 6-hour sit-in. In politics, Hillary Clinton is asking a watchdog group to look into Donald Trump's foundation. He believes the foundation is illegal. In Donald Trump news, more than 50 GOP ex-security officials, are not supporting Donald Trump. And that's your look in world news today. But I want to ask you, Babu, what do you think about the new movement, Black Guns Matter? You spoke about guns. What do you think about that? Or have you heard anything about Black Guns Matter?
Yeah, I've heard of Black Guns Matter. I forgot where they're based out of. But let me just say that's not a new movement. That's the same platform that we're part of. That's also part of the UEP Newton Gun Club platform, is that to stop some of this black-on-black violence, which we term fratricide, we want to go into the black community and we want to open up a dialogue with the youth about black-on-black gun violence. We want to be able to educate not only the youth but the elders and regular people about black-on-black gun violence. So it's not actually a new movement. It could be possibly new to where the brothers are organizing from, but much respect to the comrade and what he's bringing to the table. So I don't want to minimize or marginalize what he's doing, but I'm just saying it's not a new movement. It's been going on for a couple of years.
Okay, and what do you think about the shooting of Paul O'Neill, the video being released out of Chicago? Have you had the opportunity to review that video or that little coverage?
Right, I kind of saw it on Facebook, basically like everybody else. Actually, I saw it on the World News as well. So that's just very unfortunate. We understand that these police officers are worried about being put on desk duty and things of that nature for 30 days, but they're not worried about the life that they just took. One of the solutions is we have to get these white supremacist police officers out of our community. Now, I'm not talking about white people in general. I'm talking about these white supremacist police officers who live in the suburbs, but they come to the black community to do their patrols and their duty. They kind of see this as a way of rites of passage. So I think the solution would be to get more African Americans in African American communities. If you live in a Latino community, then your police department should reflect that community that you live in. I'm not speaking against white people. Let me make that be known again. But I don't think white officers should be patrolling black neighborhoods. That's where we get a lot of the police shootings and police killings from.
And so I'm going to ask you this. When you say you don't think a lot of white officers should be controlling the black neighborhood, is it because you think they can't relate to the black people that's in the community? Or that you just want to see people of the same color policing their own?
Well, I think if you have people that are from the same culture, that then they can relate to each other a lot different, a lot better. I said patrolling, you said controlling. So I'm going to use your word. I think when these white people sign up to join, when they sign up to join the police department, they're joining from an aspect of control. They want to go into the black community so they can keep these Negroes in control. So they're trying their best to keep everything within the confines of the black community. Again, they feel like this is their duty as a white male to keep the black neighborhood in check. So I guess that's where we're at with that. As far as the body cameras not working, yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead to the body cameras. Go ahead, speak on that.
Yeah, I mean, as far as those body cameras not working, we understand that the nation wants body cameras, that they're requiring police, but that shit is not going to matter if they keep saying that they're malfunctioning and they keep turning the body cameras off at crucial times during the arrest, especially times when people are seeming to come up being murdered and things of that nature. So if that's going to be the case and the officers have the liberty to turn these things off, then they may as well not have it.
That's true. So, Callis Rubalati.
Yo, what's good, Kay?
I wanted to ask you this. I know you know, but I want to ask your opinion on what do you think about the death of Dr. Sebi, the man who had a cure for HIV and AIDS, cancer, depression, weight loss, and all that? Because there's been all kind of background noise saying that it was a conspiracy since he died in police custody. What do you think? Any thoughts?
Well, I heard about the news myself, and with the conspiracy that you speak of, I mean, with them saying that he died in police custody, he died at home, all I can say is we lost a great scientist. Even though there's speculation circling around his death, I would really not want to overshadow all of the great works that he did or all of the great findings that he actually introduced to the world, and a lot of people kind of ignored that. And now they're starting to focus on how did he die? I'm like, how did this man live? He lived trying to basically cure diseases that were created by man, pretty much. So, even though that, something happened in the cities, whether it was Mexico, I think I heard that, whether it was in his home, but I really can't say. Like I said, I like talking about the doctor's life and what he created. You know what I mean?
Right on. Any, Babu, what do you think about Dr. Sebi's death?
I just really don't know. Dr. Sebi was a world-renowned herbalist, and he had a lot of cures for things that man would want to sell you medicine for and keep you sick. Dr. Sebi had some of the cures for these things. My opinion, and this is just my opinion, Dr. Sebi was already an old man and he was failing in his health. Now, the fact that he got arrested and did time in jail, did that attribute to his death? Possibly so, but I don't think he was neglected or abused or anything of that nature. I think what happened, again, this is my opinion, was just a natural process by the brother just being an elder and in failing health.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, I'm not saying that nothing didn't happen, but I don't think that's the case.
Okay. Thank you. Rubalati, what's up in community news, community event? What you got, Pop?
Oh, man, I got some flaming news for you. Hey, check this out. They say everything's big in Texas, right? But check this out. Dallas is truly doing it big right now. Tomorrow, Wednesday, August 10th at 9 o'clock a.m. on the 6th floor in the City Hall, there's a homeless meeting in the mayor's office. Now, what they're going to be talking about is $25 million in Section 8 vouchers that have been going unused every year. Now, you're talking $25 million in Section 8 vouchers going unused? Now, that's crazy, right? But this is even crazier. The mayor wants to house 600 people by December, 600 families by December. So I have the hot number. If they want to get on the list, this organization, Dignity Homeless Action Network, they have given me an opportunity to share with you by James William Dunn, which is the CEO of Dignity Homeless Action Network. And if you want to get on that list, that number is 214-684-9839. You can text your information, let them know what your problem is, be at the meeting Wednesday, August 10th at 9 a.m., 6th floor, City Hall, in the mayor's office. You can't tell me that ain't big news. That's flaming, right? But check this out. Hot. In other parts of Texas, we just got through talking to Miss, you know what I'm saying? Omowale. Did I say that right?
Omowale, that's correct.
Omowale. Now, how do you rate the open carry law?
When I'm looking at open carry, but you said how do I rate it? I really think it's overrated. Open carry is nothing but, I just don't see a reason why a person would visually want to walk around with a rifle or a shotgun in his community. But I think since it is the law, since it has been voted into the law, that black people need to take advantage of it just like white people. When these laws are passed, black people usually are the ones that tend to shy away from these type of laws. Anytime a law is passed with gun rights, black people need to be advocates of that gun law. But in the long run, I don't see any reason why a person would want to openly be walking around with a rifle or a shotgun. I personally see that as intimidation.
Okay, that's a flaming answer, but I got a flaming rebuttal. I got people out there right now standing in front of the U.S. District Court in the Western District of Texas fighting against that open campus carry law that just passed. You got professors out there that are being pretty much legally threatened by UT lawyers saying that professors and the supporters will be banned and punished if they do not allow students to walk in classes with guns. Now, this is crazy. Now, I guess that you can really call that a gun battle, right? Now, these two these oppositions are about to duel about this open campus carry law. Students walking in classes with guns for whatever reason. Now, think about it. Midterms crazy, students stressing out, teacher flunking you, you got the gun on you. Oh man, that's crazy. Anybody could get it when somebody is in class with a gun. I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm not saying I'm with it. But all I'm saying is this is flaming news.
Hot. That's just crazy to me. I would not want to be a professor anywhere and the students got guns. Yeah, I'm with you on that. That's a little bit crazy to me. But thank you for that. You ready to get into some fire topics?
Man, let's get it. Now,
we gotta talk.
We got to. Now,
we gotta talk about
this is what I want to talk to Mr. Babu about. Now, the nation, it was still not publicly given the young man that was basically thrown into the nation as the shooter in Dallas. When you saw him being basically exploited in that fashion, what did you say? What would you have done to prevent that? And how are you going about the change to make sure that that doesn't happen again?
Okay, I guess I kind of went dead on it. I didn't hear the first part of your question. Could you run that back to me again?
No problem at all. Basically, I'm asking, what did you say when you saw how he was exploited across the nation, saying that he was the shooter of those Dallas officers?
Oh, you're talking about the brother that was at the parade with the AR-15 that was not the shooter, but they blasted his picture all over the country.
Exactly.
Right. This is just from a tactical standpoint. This is nothing personal. This is just from a military standpoint. If I am on duty, if I am on guard duty, and I notice that a person is carrying an AR-15 rifle, he may not have anything to do with anything, but that's going to bring some special attention to that individual because he's carrying a rifle that has the capacity to kill a lot of people. So from a military standpoint, he would get a little bit more attention to detail on him just because he has that weapon on him. Since the police did not know who were shooting at them and they remember him being in the crowd with that rifle, it was just natural that he became a suspect. Okay, so if you remember, they always said a person of interest. They never said that this individual was a shooter. Now, from a militant aspect, I probably would have done the same thing. Now, is that the right thing to do? More than likely not. But if you have people that are being murdered from a high-capacity rifle or an assault rifle, and you previously saw an individual walking around with this type of equipment, of course he's going to be a suspect. So I don't know why it surprised everybody that he was put on a blast because he had a high-capacity rifle, and they had not, to this point, found a shooter yet. So had I been out there that day, which I was there, I left a couple of minutes right before the shooting took place. I don't know if it was intuition or it was time for me to go. But had I had my rifle on my back, I myself probably would have been a suspect as well. So just from a military perspective, it doesn't surprise me. But the way they put it out there, I think they went too fast, too soon, and they didn't have enough information.
Well, I'm going to put him on blast for having a rifle with no bullets. But the elephant is in the room, Brother Babu. Were the new Black Panther Party, was Micah Johnson associated with the Panther Party or the Huey P. Newton gun clubs? There was speculation that, or there were allegedly, he was a part of the Houston chapter. Is that true?
Right. Just first replying to your question, why you would take an AR-15 to a rally and not have any bullets in it. That's just because you're just out there just for show. You know, people are just carrying these rifles around just to get attention. You know, I'm not saying that's what this brother did, but I mean, why would you take a rifle anywhere and it not have any bullets in it? You might as well just use it to throw it at somebody. As far as Micah Johnson being a part of the new Black Panther Party or the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, that is a complete exaggeration. It is a complete fabrication. Quanell X, who is based in Houston, Texas, said that Micah came to some meetings with him and he was trying to join the new Black Panther Party. That is absolutely fabricated information. I don't know why Quanell went on record to saying that, but that is not true. And the reason I know it's not true is because Quanell X has not been affiliated with the new Black Panther Party since 2003. That's over 13 years ago. So there's no way that he can host an individual at a meeting named up under the new Black Panther Party, and he's not a member of the new Black Panther Party himself. I think Quanell X was looking for some type of affiliation or some type of association, so it would make him look more militant, so it would make him look more like a leader that he dismissed Michael. But that was a complete fabrication. Michael was never a member of the new Black Panther Party. The only thing that I can say is that Michael, here in Dallas, he went to some events at a place that we all know called the Pan-African Connection. So it's like seeing somebody at the grocery store that lives in the same neighborhood you live in. You don't know where they live, but you keep seeing them at that grocery store, so you attribute them to being part of that community. That's how Michael was with him. I saw his face a couple of times, but I didn't know who he was until he did what he did on that day.
Okay. What do you say to people after the shooting who go in and refer to the new Black Panther Party or even the Huey P. Newton Gun Club as a hate organization?
What I can say to those people is that they've never actually sit down with us. They've never actually met us. For the most part, all of us are parents. We have responsibilities. We work. We're just common, everyday, average people. And how do you define hate? We don't hate anybody. We hate oppression. We hate tyranny. We hate that the police are killing our damn people. Now that we hate. But as far as hating a particular race or a particular ethnic group, that's just really not the case. We've been labeled a hate group by the SPLC, which is a Jewish organization that follows hate groups. But again, I can say that these people have never actually sit down at the table and had a conversation with us. They deem us as a hate group because we're a black militant paramilitary group. That means we go out into the field, we train with guns, we train with legal explosives. We train to fight back in the event that we are attacked, that we have the ability to protect ourselves and defend ourselves. America is just not ready to see black people take this position amongst themselves. So I imagine that's going to be one of the reasons they call us a hate group.
Okay.
They're just not ready for us.
Last hot seat question. Let me ask you this here. Just in case the revolution starts and you're in the Black Panther Party, the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, what you plan to do?
Well, we're saying in case the revolutionary starts, I mean, that's all our war, brother, sisters, and to the listeners. The revolution has already began. The war has already begun. Black people are being murdered. We're just not fighting back. So the revolution has been in process or in progress for a long time. The first thing that we have to do is we have to wake people up to let them know that a war is taking place. Before we can wake them up physically, we have to wake them up mentally. That's what we're in the process of doing now by going out and being active and by sharing information. So the young man that's on the corner who usually wouldn't even think about anything about revolution or think about anything about police brutality, now this average Joe is starting to wake up and see the events that's transpiring around him, and we're trying to get these brothers more active in defending our communities.
Okay.
So, I mean, you go as far as what we're going to do, I mean, we're going to fight fire with fire, brother. the main thing that we have going against us is the white folks' media, because they're able to portray us how they want to portray us. So that's one reason it's good to have a show like you guys are having now. That way we actually have a voice that are able to not only speak to black people, but different ethnic groups, so they can hear something, they can get the real story, and they can get the true story straight from the people. So I applaud y'all for doing that.
Well, we thank you for that.
That's what's up.
Calvin, do you have a hot seat question?
Yeah, I actually do. The last hot seat question I'm going to bring up right now. Okay, we're talking about white officers this, white officers that. Now, we got a lot of black officers on that force, too, that are not saying anything when their partners are doing what they're doing to the black man in the streets or other people in the streets, because there are women that have been killed by police. There have been other minorities that have been killed by police. What do you say when you're standing in front of that black officer and that's your brother, too, and you know that he knows something and he's not coming forward?
Right. Man, a lot of time these brothers are outnumbered in the police force, probably 4-1. Yeah, we got a brother on the police force, but we have to understand that he has joined an organization, and he has to follow up under the rules and the guidelines of that organization. So they take away all of his cultural connection. They take away all of his community connection, and they incorporate him into the system of the police department, which they have basically the same system around the country. These brothers feel like that if they go out and they get into some type of trouble, that if they get into an incident, then the white police officers are not going to respond and basically leave them to be in a bad position. So what I would say is that these brothers need to step up. If they're afraid, then they need to come out and say that they're afraid. There's no way that you can join a fraternity or an organization like the police department and not say anything. So what's your purpose for joining the police department? These brothers should, on the spot, when they see someone violating our people, they should immediately arrest these people, regardless of what their color is. But they're not going to do that, again, because they're incorporated to a system where they have to be able to trust each other. So if you go and you snitch on your partner, you no longer have the trust of the rest of the police departments. And what they'll do, man, in emergency situations, they'll hang you out to dry. So the black police officers really are in a no-win situation when it comes to dealing with white supremacy within the organization. It's systematic.
Okay, well, I guess I have to apologize to my black officer friends then.
Right. Hey, man, I mean, but they still have to have some kind of accountability. And the reason that we're asking for black police officers to patrol black communities is when you look at the statistics, we're just talking about the numbers alone. Black police officers, when in a confrontation, are less likely to kill than a white police officer. Now, these are not the numbers that I'm coming up with. These are the statistics that's out there through a Malcolm X grassroots organization that's went out and looked at the actual numbers. Black police officers are less likely to be more deadly in a confrontation with somebody that looks like themselves. Now, that's not to say that they're not going to take all your dope. They're not going to take all your money. They're going to do some crooked shit, but they're less likely to take your life. And I mean, if I'm a criminal, I don't care about you taking all my personal shit. I can get that back. Just spare me my life. And we see this is something that white people do not have a passion for when they come in contact with our black people.
Word, I like that.
I have a hot seat question. What happened in Baton Rouge following the shooting during the protest? What happened? Are you able to shed some light about what happened at that incident?
Oh, right. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, during the killing of Alton Sterling.
Yes.
Well, the Panthers announced that we were going to do a rally on a Saturday. It's probably one of the worst tactical errors that we ever made, announcing that we were going to be there at a certain time, at a certain place, which was in front of the police station. What happened was the masses of the people organized, and they came out, and there were massive rallies on that date. I can't remember the exact date. I would have to go back. It was just a couple of months ago. But the people came out. But by us announcing that we were going to be there, they gave the police department a whole week to get ready for the protesters that was coming in. So what took place is when the protesters came in, the police were very hostile. They took about 300 protesters to jail, including 13 Panthers. So again, this is one of the mistakes I attribute to us making an announcement that we were going to be in a certain place at a certain time. But what happened is when those 13 Panthers got arrested, the community really got fired up, man. They really got upset. We were out there, we was talking about their Second Amendment rights to carry guns, and when they started arresting Panthers, people started going home, getting their rifles. People started going home and getting their guns. It was really an awesome sight to see for black people to start arming themselves. Now, at that particular time, there were no incidents. Of course, we found out later that there was going to be one individual who was going to take the lives of 3 police officers in Baton Rouge. But the people applied their Second Amendment rights. They went home, they got their shotguns, they got their pistols and put them on their hip, and they stood and they protested against the forces of the Baton Rouge Police Department on that day. So it was very historical, but it was a very hostile situation. In a lot of instances, the police really did overstep their boundaries in arresting people. There were a lot of false arrests that took place on that day, and people still tied up in court right now behind that.
I saw a lot of video from that. I saw the video where they were actually, this lady, I guess she had some people in her home and in her yard, and then you could see the SWAT, I guess the SWAT gear, I don't even know what you call them. All those people rushed forward. I saw women being thrown. It was like, to me, like 100 police officers, and you had like maybe a lot of people, and it was just like a bunch of chaos. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh my God. But you speak about that was an awesome event and somewhat of an error. But I know the Black Panther Party and the Huey P. Newton Gun Club also had an incident in, was it South Dallas, where Bear came, which is known as a hate organization. But from what I saw from that video, and it was also televised on CNN, that the Black Panther Party and the Huey P. Newton Gun Club made them do a turnaround. So can you give the audience of the Flame Show, because you know every topic we talk about is straight fire, a little background of what happened with the Panther Party and Bear?
Okay, BEAR. BEAR is an acronym for Bureau of American and Islamic Relations. They're a white supremacist group who is based out of Garland, Texas. And what BEAR does is they go to different mosques and they protest Muslims. They don't want Muslims in this country. They're Donald Trump wannabes, Donald Trump supporters. So we didn't have any problem with them because that's their right. That's their Second Amendment right. So when they went to Arlington, Texas, when you said, okay, they're going to Arlington, they're not in a black neighborhood. Again, then after that, they went to Richardson, Texas, and they protested the Muslims in Richardson. Then they made a mistake and made the announcement and said that they were going to come to South Dallas and protest the Nation of Islam. Now, the Nation of Islam is based in the heart of South Dallas. And what we did is we sent a message to BEAR, and we told them, this is not in accordance to what your agenda is. We don't want you, or we don't need you protesting in the black community. These people may be Muslims to you, but they're our brothers and sisters. They spend money in our community. They work in our community. They teach in our community. We don't see them as Muslims. We only see them as black people who are doing business in the black community. So we warned BEAR not to come here before they actually came. I guess they had to show people that they had the courage, as we would say in the hood, that they they had the nuts, they big nuts. I'm just gonna say that. I hope I don't offend anybody, but this is what they was trying to do. They was basically trying to come to an all-black community and intimidate the people in that community and intimidate the people that attend the mosque 48 on Martin Luther King Street. So once we found this out, we gave them a warning not to come, one. And once they said that they were still coming, we organized the masses of the people. We spent a whole week on the ground passing out flyers in South Dallas, letting people know what type of people were coming to their community, what type of people was coming trying to intimidate them, whether it be religion or freedom of speech. So we organized the masses of the people, and when Bear did try to come in, they were assisted by the Dallas Police Department, which I got to get this out there. The Dallas Police Department spent over $500,000 providing protection for Bear to come to South Dallas. Okay, they came to South Dallas. They were nowhere near the mosque where they said they was going to be. They was actually on a side street away from the mosque. They did a 5-minute interview with the news, and people started breaking through the barricades. The Dallas Police Department told Bear that we're not going to be able to hold these people off. Y'all need to get in y'all vehicles and y'all need to leave. So they were only in Dallas about 5 minutes, and they never made it anywhere near the mosque. The people basically ran them off. The UEP Newton Gun Club and the Panthers didn't have to do anything. We did what we were supposed to do. We organized the people to come and handle that business.
I'm confused. So you're telling me that Dallas Police Department spent $500,000, and for what I saw, because I wasn't present, there was only like 10 Bear members or something I heard.
There was only about 10. There's only about 10 of them, if that many. But I mean, they brought out the SWAT team. They had snipers on top of buildings, all on South Dallas. There were at least a couple hundred police cars that were present in South Dallas on that particular day, just to provide security for these bastards to come into our neighborhood and intimidate our worshipers at Mosque 48. That's how they treat white people when they open carry. Versus when we went to Louisiana and we open carried, they rolled us down with the damn SWAT team and made us get on the ground. The laws are the same in both states. Legally open carry. But when white people want to open carry, they're assisted by the police. When me and my brothers was doing illegal open carry, they rolled on us with the SWAT team and laid us down. So that's the difference.
I have a question. I always got questions. So when you guys, and I'm just asking, another hot seat question. When you're carrying guns from Dallas to Louisiana, was there an issue across the border thing?
No. I mean, that's one of the things that we do. We don't just educate the people on the gun laws. We're also educated on the gun laws ourselves. Texas and Louisiana has what you call reciprocity. That means that the gun laws in Texas are reciprocal when you go to Louisiana, meaning that whatever y'all able to do in Texas, you're able to do in Louisiana as well. Louisiana is already an open carry state. So with reciprocity, they gave us the ability to take our weapons across state lines, which you can do anyway. People usually carry their pistols in the car across state lines, but you need to make sure anybody that when you're going from Texas and you're going into another state, that state has reciprocity with your Texas government, because if not, you could be arrested for illegally carrying a firearm in that state. So we did the research before we actually went into Louisiana. So we was good from that perspective.
And the reason why I asked that, I remember a lady that was a nurse, I can't remember what state, but she was like, I'm just going to stay up on the East Coast. And she traveled from one state to another, and she got stopped. And she was a traffic ticket. But I think they tried to keep her for some years. And that's where that question comes from.
Her state is an open carry state, but I believe she drove into Pennsylvania, which is not an open carry state. So really, that's her fault. Before she went to that next state, she was supposed to call and find out what the gun laws were in that state. Because when you're in another state, your state no longer has jurisdiction. You can have all the license you want to have, but when you're in another state who does not have the reciprocity with your state, then you're in violation. They actually let her go. They let her make it because of all of the noise that the social media people brought with it. But they could have arrested her for the illegal carrying of a weapon in that state. They would have been in their right to do that.
Callis, I know you in the newsroom. What else you got for us?
Oh, now check this out. You know how you heard of meeting of the minds, right? But we got meeting of the majors popping off tomorrow. Not only is the meeting in the mayor's office, is also a meeting of the majors. Business, entrepreneurship, health and wellness, liberal arts, legal and religious studies majors are coming together tomorrow, and these are young black students helping other students that are coming out of high school who are undecided on what direction they want to go. These are students, their brothers, their sisters, helping them decide what direction that's going to benefit their future. And that's going on tomorrow at 4 o'clock. In the atrium at Paul Quinn College. These students are serious about their education. The event is actually for the students at the college, but those that are around the community that are interested in joining or going to school or doing whatever it is for their future, they're welcome to come in and meet with somebody who has already majored in one of these professions that are planning to guide them and have already has it in their mind that this is what you need to do. You want to go step by step? This is the place you want to be. You can't tell me that ain't hot.
That's hot. Is Paul Quinn located where? In what state?
It's located in Dallas, Texas. 3837 Simpson Stewart Road. Paul Quinn Tigers, baby.
Okay, that's what's up. Y'all, we coming to the end of our session. First of all, I want to thank Babu Omowale for joining us. He is the co-founder of the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, and also he's the National Minister of Defense of the People's New Black Panther Party. But while we're coming to an end, it's time for what I call What's Burning Your Mind. This is the Flame Show. We always got hot topics on our mind. So I'm going to start with you, Babu. What's on your mind? What's a burning topic that you want to discuss?
Oh, wow. There's just so many topics that I want to discuss. The main thing I want to say is that we want people to educate themselves on gun rights around the country. We understand what took place in Oklahoma, 1921, Tulsa, Oklahoma race riots. That was really not a race riot. It was more of a war zone where black people were having their own economics. Black people had their own education system. We had over 100 businesses. And it really came down to the fact that a certain ethnic group was just jealous of us making that financial statement. The one thing that we didn't have in Tulsa, Oklahoma, is we didn't have a National Guard or some type of city guard or city police department that was able to handle that race riot. So what we're saying to every black man, to every black woman, self-preservation is the number one law of nature. We want you to arm yourself or harm yourself.
Okay, good one. Callis Rubalati, you on the Flame Show, baby. What's burning your mind?
Man, this I'm not gonna vote mess. Listen, all of these people out here talking about I'm not voting for Trump, I'm not voting for Hillary, I'm not voting. Man, our people died for that opportunity regardless. They didn't have good opponents or good people to vote for then, but they still went in to vote. You got people out here right now who still have never registered to vote and talking about I'm not voting, I don't care. You haven't cared since you were 18. But that's the thing. You got people out there that died, went to jail, got sprayed with water hoses, got bit by dogs, got beat with billy clubs just so you can vote. I don't care who you vote for. walk through that door. I'm tired of people talking about I'm not voting. My great-grandmother is 101 years old, and you think that she was able to vote at that particular time? No. So what I'm going to do, I'm walking to that poll, singing my old Negro spirituals the same way they was doing, and I'm voting. I'm not telling who I'm voting for, but I guarantee you it ain't going to be Trump.
Donald Trump. Well, I'm going to tell y'all what's burning my mind. Right now, what's burning my mind is Diamond and Silk, a.k.a. Shanae and Wanda, the co-stars of BAP who support Donald Trump. These ladies, I'm so tired of seeing them on the news talk about how Donald Trump is for the people of color. I disagree. I heard them on the news the other day talking about he can help people, brothers who just got out of prison. I disagree. I am tired of seeing Shanae and Wanda stop the madness, Diamond and Silk. And that is what's burning up my mind. Well, once again, Callus Rubalati, shout out your social media where people can find you.
You can find me at Callus's Rubalati on Facebook, or you can find me at Ru_United States and Instagram, or Callus's Rubalati on my Twitter page. Look me up, Callus's Rubalati. Woo.
Already. Brother Babu, where can people find access to the new Black Panther Party, People's New Black Panther Party and the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, or yourself? What's your social media? Shout it out.
Okay, well, the best way to get in contact with us is at our email, hpngc2014@gmail.com, whether that's for the Huey P. Newton Gun Club or whether it's for the People's New Black Panther Party. We'll get the email and we'll put it in the right location. So again, that's hpngc2014@gmail.com, and you can also like us on Facebook.
Okay. Well, I'm going to shout out my social media. I'm your girl, Kay the Truth. If you're not dealing with Kay, it's definitely not the truth. On all social media, Kay the Truth. We want to see you again or let you hear us again. Tune in to The Flame Show, powered by The Truth Talk Show on Blows from the Gutter Radio. Have a good weekend.
You're listening to FFTG Radio, the industry in the street.
Blows from the gutter.com.
It's The Flame Show, powered by The Truth Talk Show.